Okay, hello everyone. We have Abhishek Upadhay with us today. He's going to walk us through his journey of project manager and what all he has accomplished so far so that it can help you all gain the experience you guys are looking for. To start with, Abhishek, please tell us about yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Anusha. Hi, everyone. So, as Anusha rightly mentioned, yeah, this is Abhishek Upadhay. I'm having like close to 15 years of experience. I'm currently working as a project manager. I'm having like different profiles in which I worked in product manager, project manager. I started my career back in 2008, where I started working for a company as technical support executive. Thereon, basically, I got like different opportunities to work mostly on the client facing roles, and then finally I started working as a project manager after some time. And since then I'm like working for a couple of companies as a project manager, and I mean doing the value addition and basically learning quite a lot many things. So yeah, Anusha, hope that helps.
Yeah, definitely does. So this brings me to the second question, Abhishek. When did you thought that when did you think that you can become a project manager? What is that which aligned you to become a project manager?
I think, I mean, there was no specific moment. Basically, it was a combination of different things. I think, I mean, my first work opportunity in the third year of that company, my manager thought I was good in client communication, so they sponsored me to go to Australia and work with the Australian clients. From there on, I got the opportunity to basically polish my communication skills, conversation skills, and I started learning about the project management skills like during the later years. So I would say, I mean, it was a combination of few things. One is kind of my passion towards the client communication. Second is my manager identifying that I'm quite good in communication, so that's why they gave me a lead role where I could reach out to the clients and basically manage the clients. And I think from there onwards, it started happening like spontaneously, that I mean it was a combination of both the things. And I mean I quickly like learned the project management skills and started contributing in that sector.
All right. So, Abhishek, what all certifications you have accomplished so far when it comes to project management?
So far I'm having like three certifications. Certification is something like basically on which I keep working on, because they keep on adding the value to your profile, as well as, I mean, when you're working in the current industry, which is like always changing. Some certifications always give you a benchmark. I mean, to distinguish between the other candidates and yourself. So I mean, specifically, I have done PMP, Project Management Professional by PMI Institute, and then PSM, so Professional Scrum Master, and then PSPO, so Professional Scrum Product Owner. I mean, it's a combination of agile project management and product management skills, which I keep working on, because that's my area of interest, and on that area I keep on working towards.
Um, that makes sense. Certification is something which is going to, segregate us from the lot when it comes to
Yeah.
project management, and also it gives us the required knowledge of the, particular domain. So,
Yeah.
with that, why did you decide to go for PMP certification?
I believe, like, I mean, there are a couple of certifications which are kind of a benchmark in the industry. So PMP is one of them, and I believe, like, I mean, basically it is provided by PMI, which is a US organization or a body. So I was basically looking myself to be established in the industry where I can get certified by a renowned organization which can give me the right set of processes, methods, and the known methodologies in the industry, which I can basically learn and utilize in my daily work routine. So there are two things. One is, I mean, I wanted to get certified by a renowned organization, so PMI is one of them. And secondly, because PMP is one of that certification which will give me kind of a unique certification in the industry. So that's why, I mean, these two are the reasons why I thought PMP should be a good certification to try for.
All right, makes sense. So, and how did you plan for this PMP preparation? What did you do, differently, or what was your planning when it comes to PMP preparation?
So I think my approach was, it was a combination of few things. I mean, when I decided to do PMP, I was already like working as a project manager in a couple of companies. So I had that experience, that actual work experience, which also helped because I mean to have the actual project management experience is something which you cannot get through any of the certification. But PMP is like, of course, like quite a good value addition. So I mean, when I decided to do PMP, I was already like working as a project manager. So that on that front, I have quite a good professional experience. How I prepared for PMP is, I mean, there were few things which I specifically focused on. Firstly, I mean, there was a specific mentor, my senior, who was already a PMP certified. So, I mean, he was my go-to guy. I used to like reach out to him and basically have the respective conversations so that I can have like my right level of interest and right level of guidance. So that was one thing. Second is, as I said, I was already having the work experience. So, I mean, that was also kind of a good thing which I had. And third is I typically focused on because when I gave the exam, there was a change in the syllabus. So, I mean, when I started preparing for it at that time, the sixth edition was there in the market. And when I basically started like getting into closer to the exam, then already the seventh edition was there, which was closer to agile. So I thought maybe I should do some agile level of courses as well, which will basically give me an edge because the sixth edition was mostly like very methodological, but the seventh edition was basically related to the processes, people, and business environment. So I focused on the agile factors as well. I did some of the agile related courses, and of course, then there was mockup. So I kept like practicing mockups day in and day out. The one thing which I always considered as the Bible is basically the PMBOK. So, I mean, there is everything in the PMBOK. You can always refer to the different sections. It has all the details. But sometimes, I mean, we lose the interest because the content is quite huge in that. And, I mean, you don't have the right focus always. So, I mean, these are 4 5 things, a combination of which I thought, I mean, that will be a good approach. And yeah, these are the specific ways with which I prepared for the PMP examination.
Okay. So, did you use any separate material from PMBOK? Anything else for your PMP study?
So there was specifically preparation material which was provided by PMI. I mean, there was a set of mock-up which I took from the PMI Institute. And yeah, I mean, I was specifically looking through LinkedIn Learning, and as I said, the PMBOK. At that time itself, I did the PSM, so it was also like agile mindset. So I mean, these few things basically, I kept on referring the PMBOK because it has, as I said, everything. But the thing is, I mean, it is quite like having lot many number of pages. So sometimes you lose the focus, but I mean, it was quite helpful. Whenever I had some doubt, I went back to PMBOK and I referred to that. It was kind of a Bible. So yeah, I mean, these things basically helped me in the PMP exam.
And how long did it take for you to, prepare for the PMP exam?
I would say like close to 2 to 3 months. I mean, of course, for me it was stretched for a longer period of time, but I mean, if you have the right mindset and you are basically prepared in the sense of like giving it a try, basically 2 to 3 months should be kind of good period in which you can prepare and basically give the first attempt. I would again say that I mean you should always focus on the mockups and the PMBOK as a Bible because it has everything what will be needed in the exam. The only thing is exam pattern is like 4 hours. So I mean basically one you should have the right patience. Sometimes we don't have the patience to sit for 4 hours, so that is one thing. And secondly, I mean you should be quick in understanding the questions, like giving a quick glance and then basically going through all the different options and deciding which all are the options which are obviously not applicable like as an answer. So I mean the approach was different. You decide like which is not the right answer, and then I mean whichever you think are having the probability to be the answer, then you decide it accordingly. So I would say, I mean, 2 to 3 months is the right amount of period for anyone with the right mindset to like prepare and give the first attempt at the exam.
Did you really reschedule your examination date, or is it was that you scheduled one exam date and you were adamant that you're going to complete it in this date?
Yeah, I mean, I did the reschedule as I think, I mean, you know, like, I mean, sometimes when we are closer to the exam, I mean, we have that feeling that maybe we are not prepared, or maybe if we get more time, we can prepare a little bit more. But I think it's all about like giving the try when you are determined. I did reschedule, I think 2 times.
So, what would you, advise to people, who are generally scared before the exam or before the exam date, before the exam date? What is your advice for them?
I think, Pawan, few of the advice which I believe can be valuable to the candidates who are aspiring to give the exam is: one is you should keep having the conversations with the people in your industry, so project management field. So because I mean that is like irreplaceable. You cannot replace with the real-time experience which you're having with your colleagues or the projects on which you're working upon. In case if you are like experienced project managers who are like trying to give the PMP. So one thing is keep having the conversations with the people from your industry because they have quite a good experience which you won't be able to find directly in your PM box. And second is keep giving the mock-up. So I mean, find there are like several mock-ups. When I say mock-up, it's not very like straightforward. You will find like different places, different mock-ups. So keep trying, keep giving those mock-ups because that gives you kind of a perspective like how to sit, how to sit for that long 4 hours, how to uh, glance through the questions, how to basically identify the right answer. And yeah, third thing is basically PMBOK. I mean, always keep going through that. You won't be able to do it at one sitting, but I mean, keep having a look at it multiple times because every time you will learn something new. So I think these three things will be like quite helpful for any candidate who is aspiring to give the exam in the coming months.
And any don'ts or do's that you want to recommend to the folks who are preparing for PMP?
I would say don't reschedule it for more than once or twice because you are not going to do anything new with that rescheduling. I mean, basically, just to give you a context, I rescheduled the exam just for the sake of it, and then later I realized like maybe I would have cleared the exam previously, like when I rescheduled it. But I mean, it's all about that individual. If you feel safer, like one time, two time, but not more than two, because you're not doing anything new, rather than just postponing your opportunity to clear the PMP exam. So maybe I mean you are ready today, so give it a shot.
Yep. Rescheduling is something which generally people don't recommend. But yes, as you
Yeah,
said rightly, once or twice can be done. But more than that, it's basically destroying the opportunity to be a
yeah.
PMP certified.
Yeah, the sooner you get the certification, the better for you.
Absolutely. So with that, after you completed your PMP certification, did it change anything in your professional circle or professional life, or did it open different opportunities for you as a project manager? What was the impact of PMP certification in your professional life?
So I think it was a combination of both. Basically, the way I used to approach any project that changed. Earlier, I used to like have very layman kind of a project management approach, but after that, I had like a structured way of thinking. I could think like, okay, when we are moving from one milestone to another milestone, how to like basically approach a project scientifically. Because earlier it was like, okay, based on the experience, something I did as a mistake in the last project, so that I won't be doing in the current project. So it was a learning by myself. But with the PMP, I think because it's kind of several experts who have put all the details together at one place, so it's kind of a Bible, as I keep saying on. So my approach changed. I mean, how I basically look at a project basically change into a structural pattern. I could think like, okay, what exactly is happening? I could see the things, I mean, proactively a little earlier than others because I mean I had that kind of training as well as the certification. So that is one thing. Second is, yeah, I mean, you get more opportunities into the market because, I mean, earlier maybe I was not getting some job opportunities because I mean, the PMP certified candidate is basically more preferred than a non-certified one. So I was basically thinking like, okay, I have the right experience. I'm like 10 years of experience at that time, but still, why I'm not getting the call? So, and then after that, basically, I kept on getting some qualified opportunities for good companies. So, yeah, I mean, it changed the things in both the ways. One is my mindset, my way of approaching the project changed. I started thinking in a more structured way. And second is I kind of started getting better opportunities internationally as well.
So, with that, any last words of wisdom for the folks who are watching this interview right?
I think, I mean, again, if you have the right mindset, I would say maybe like 2 to 3 months is what you should target, and you should always keep looking to the PMBOK. I mean, there are several contents available in the market, but PMBOK is something which all the contents will be revolving around that. So, I mean, always keep a look into the PMBOK. You will get everything what you need from there. And third is, if you feel you are ready, do not reschedule it. Just give it a try. The only thing is you have a 50-50% chance you might pass it today rather than, I mean, rescheduling and then giving it a try later. So that is one thing. Do not reschedule it. If you feel you are ready, just give it a shot.
So, thank you, Abhishek, for sharing the experience with us. I'm pretty sure people will get to learn something from the experience.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Anusha, and all the best to everyone. Thank you.